Hi. So it's been about a week, and since the last upload, I'm playing with my hair. I've cut my hair. Um, yeah, I like it. I think it's cute. So yeah. Um, Disclaimer: I did not knit this. So before anyone is like, "Did you knit that?" To the 5 viewers, no, I did not knit this. I bought this because it's just so cute. But today is Wednesday, which means it's WIP Wednesday. And I just realized that I did not introduce myself. So hi, I'm Elode and I am that awkward girl, which I came up with a long time ago, years ago, but it works. It still works. So I'm Elode of that awkward girl, and I am now turning this YouTube channel into my knitting channel, and this is my second knitting podcast, and it's going to be a WIP Wednesday. So I've been wanting to film one of these for about since I uploaded last time. I just haven't had the energy to, so I thought, why not just do it now? And I'm going to show you everything. When I had that idea, I had fewer WIPs because I was only meant to stay like visiting my parents for 3 weeks. Now it's turning into a much longer time, which means I've had a lot of yarn acquisitions and knitting things and notions and buttons and etc., and started new projects, and I would like to show them. So to start off is at the very top here. So this is the start. I don't know if this does that make a difference. Well, I've started the third pair of penny gloves by pt.2. These will be for my mom. I've knit a pink pair for myself, a grey pair for my sister, and now a beige pair for my mom. So that's the first one. I'm going to try and not be too chatty. We'll see how long that lasts. I try to put order amongst the chaos, but yes. And I'm currently working on a sock. Okay, yes, a sock. This is let me get the what do you call it, these thingies, labels. Let me get the labels. Okay, so I'm back. So I am using opal for the main color. The contrasting color is African Expression Soul. I've knitted two and a half pairs in African Expression Soul, and they work really well as for sock yarn. On the pricey side, because you have to buy two, because they're 50 grams, so you have to buy two, one for each sock, depending. A little bit on the pricey side, but worth it. And I say 1.5 because I've started a red pair for myself. I just second sock syndrome. I think it's been a year now. But the other one is the Van Gogh opal series. Here are some of the paintings. So I already have a pair that I knitted. My very first pair was in the Van Gogh inspired opal series of my very first pair of knitted socks. those turned out really well, and they did make me enjoy knitting socks, but they weren't 2mm needles. Well, this is the first time I'm actually 2mm needles. They were on DPNs, double pointed needles. This is my first time using circular sock needles, and they are the Addy. I think you say Addy, I'm not sure. Addy Soft Wonder needles. What's nice about them is that the one side is got a longer needle to the other side, so this is just for casual holding, and then this one's for actually working. And I'm an English style knitter, so it works really well for me. I'm really enjoying working with them. I didn't think I would. I thought the small circumference of it would really annoy me, but it doesn't. So yes, I did knit the cuff on DPNs though. Those were Knit Pro. Hold on. I've got my bag of knitting needles here. Here we go. Knit Pro Zinc 2.25 amber color, because they all have their own colors depending on the size. So yes, that's my second WIP. Okay, so now we're going into older WIPs. Okay, so this one is a sleeve, which I'm in the middle of here. It's a sleeve. It's for a cabled cardigan for my boyfriend. I started it last year. I've got the right front and just more than a sleeve, half a sleeve. I don't know when this is going to be done, and it's already winter, and I feel so bad. I feel so bad that it's not done, and then I'm like doing all these other projects, but there's just so many stitches. But it's fine. I think what I do, it's an old pattern, that's why it's knitted flat and not in the round. It's an old pattern, but I'm really, can you see, like, just take a moment to look at the beautiful cabling, and the, like, in the beginning I thought the bits in the middle were quite strange. I don't know if you can see, like, these bits, because you purl and knit, purl knit amongst the cables, and I thought that was kind of weird in the beginning, but I'm kind of liking it now, you know. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. My second, my fourth WIP, old one, is this was a test knit, but I spoke to Tiffany Lou of Typical Bliss, which is, this is the I Have Cables cardigan. I spoke to her why I didn't finish it. She didn't ask to finish the whole thing, she just asked for specific things to be finished, but I explained why I couldn't finish it. And that reason is because of my mental health. At the time, I was in a severe depressive episode. I'm still in it, but I'm getting out of it now. So I would say knitting is a huge part of me helping me with my depression and stuff like that. But it's a gorgeous cable knit. As you can see, this is the back, this is the front. Oh, you can't really see, hold on, let's see if we can. This is the front of it. It's gorgeous, I love it. like the moment I saw her show the I Have Cables sweater, I was like, yes. Then she announced she was doing a cardigan, and I was like, yes. And now I'm stuck with a half finished, okay, less than half, let's say 40% of a cardigan. 40% of a cardigan. So that's my fourth WIP of WIP Wednesday. Let me just put these things back, because like otherwise it's complete chaos. Complete chaos. Okay, so then I came up with a genius idea. So this started, okay, so I have an old project bag. This was my grandmother's project bag that came with a project in it. And before I had some yarn acquisitions, I will explain the red one now along with this purple one. Okay, I came up with the idea because I didn't want to do cables. I wanted to do something simple, something stockinette stitch, nothing too brainy, because you know cables can be quite intense, especially as you can see on like the I Have Cables cardigan. Gorgeous but intense. So I started a raglan sweater using whatever DK yarn this is. The shape is quite funny, but yes. Okay, so this is a random, it's something called check. It's called check. I'm pretty sure it's called check. It's a DK yarn and it's a fuchsia color, and she had a project going, and that's why I found it in this project bag. And I decided, why not just knit her a cardigan? Why don't I just knit her a sweater with the wool, the yarn? There's no wool in it, it's 100% acrylic. The yarn that she was using to make some garter stitch sweater thing. I'm not sure what was going on, but it was all on straight needles and it was very confusing. So she was doing something otherworldly. Currently these are on 50 centimeter circular needles, but interchangeable. So this is the 50 centimeter, but I did order from my favorite online yarn store, Scarpy. I mentioned it in my previous video. I did order 2 more 80 centimeter cables. Sorry, my brain is kind of slow, so please forgive me. And then I went to one of my favorite yarn shops where my parents live, and it's in general one of my favorite yarn shops because it's got a really good combination of just random stuff. You don't know what you're gonna get. And actually, sorry, as you can tell, I have a pimple patch on because I have a pimple, so that's some extra information you did not need to know, but now you know. So actually, so when I started, the very beginning, at the one yarn store I went to, had this yarn called Classic Yarn Symphony. Okay, and I just got 3 skeins. 6 skeins total, but 3 skeins in this beautiful light blues, then 3 skeins in this light orangey color, but beautiful colors. This is 80% acrylic, 20% wool. But what made me get this is that this was on sale for 35 Rand. Okay, that's not even, that's like that's $2 a skein, and this is 100 grams, 170 meters each, and I've got 6 of these. And that got me thinking, and another idea to start another project with it, because I love red. But my very first raglan, I keep wanting to say cardigan, sweater, I knit in red, and I still have it, but it's not great. But it was a beginner's pattern. So then I had an idea where I want to actually compare 2 beginners knitting patterns, both raglan style sweaters, and compare them and kind of see which one is better now that I have more knitting experience. So this one is by Makers. They also have this gorgeous like a tank top, v-neck tank top that's like v-neck front and back, so it's not confusing about the increases and decreases you do like at the same time. And then this one is a step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller, I think her surname's Miller, but handmade by Florence, that we know. Handmade by Florence. That is the classic now of go-to first raglan style sweaters. That took me a long time to come up with what I wanted to say, but I don't think that that pattern had been released yet when I knit my very first. So I'm comparing the very first raglan sweater pattern to the most famous beginners raglan step-by-step sweater, and I think that's a very good idea. At the moment though, I am just knitting on the pair of socks because it's part of a knitting cowl by New Wave, my bad. It's called the staple sock. You can't see anything, yeah, by New Wave, and it's a knitting cowl. And I'm learning a lot. I'm just praying that this isn't too big for me, because I've knitted socks for myself. I don't know if you can hear that, but so I have knitted socks for myself, obviously, and I'm really hoping that this isn't too big for me, because it's looking a bit big. It's looking a bit, and there was a lot of maths involved that I didn't have to do the math. The math was done in the PDF file for you, which is a huge plus. So I actually really recommend that, and it's to your measurements. So you have to do a bunch of measurements and then knit according to your measurements. That's about it. So I am really nervous about that, so I have to try that on, but that means I have to take it off the needles, which I am lazy to do, but I have to do it. So yes, okay. But I wanted to also show you some. So I got 2 sets of knitting needles. One's already on the project for the Florence Miller Handmade by Florence step-by-step sweater, and then these are the ones for when I'm on the 80 centimeter needle, 80 centimeter cables. So I needed those, but this is what got me excited, is that I bought yarn on sale. My babies. How am I gonna take all of this home? I don't know, because I also have books that I bought. Because I'm here for a while. So I don't know how I'm gonna take this home. But you know, we move. We'll make a plan. So this is the Katia Mississippi 3. I googled it and it seems to have been discontinued, and I think maybe that's why it was on sale. It was like half price sale, so that's why. And I got 8 skeins of them, 8 balls, 8 skeins, I don't know. So this is me trying to do a gauge swatch of trying to figure out a pattern that's free, either free or that I have, that I can use this yarn for. I'm thinking of something lacy, a bit of texture, a bit of lace. That's what I'm thinking for it. I don't just want a plain tee, because I have a few of those already, or I have a few, like I have plain tank tops and 2 plain tees. I don't feel like I need another one. I feel like I need a bit more colorfulness in my life. So that was my yarn acquisitions. But then I wanted to show you these cute little fish buttons. These cute little fish buttons. They are so cute. I had to get them. And then these really beautiful, you can't really see them properly. You can see the back, they're like pearlescent, but the front you can't really see because there's too much glare. You can't see it, but they're beautiful. And I'm hoping to use them for something beautiful. Let's just hope my knitting lives up to the expectations of me going on about how beautiful they are. So but that is everything actually. Well, actually I have a finished object. It's the matcha sweater by Verta. It's not, I got special yarn for it. I decided to spoil myself with the yarn. It's 50% alpaca, 50% superfine merino. It's a lovely yarn, like it feels so nice. It just feels so nice. That's my FO project that I finished already here. And it's okay, it's not totally finished. I have like a few more ends to weave in, so it's not like completely finished, and I haven't blocked it, but I'm really hoping that it stretches, that it blooms when I block it, because it is a bit on the short side, like lengthwise and arm wise. But I am just like praying to the gods of knitting that it blocks out. And then other random things, I have been knitting little fishes for my sister's cats for cat toys. So but if you want diverse knitting, just come to this channel, because that's what you'll get diverse knitting. But I am also going to make another video at some point about things that I think are important knitting things to have. I know there are so many videos like that, but I thought I might as well just add my 2 cents, because I'm still a relatively new knitter, like comparatively. You know, there are knitters who have been knitting for 10 years or their whole lives or however long. And then there's beginner knitters, and I sometimes watch these videos thinking, I watch the videos and they recommend things that I think are just not realistic a lot of the time. And I want to recommend realistic things and kind of like hacks that I've learned through actually doing the stuff. So yes, so that's the other video plan, and that's all my WIPs currently happening and things going on, and some yarn acquisitions and a little bit of everything. So yes, thank you for watching. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Okay, you're just gonna have to end off hearing me with a weird voice. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's half the time of my first video, my first knitting podcast, so that should be a relief to anyone who actually watches this, and who watched the previous video. And yes, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon and in the next one, and I hope that everyone is taking care of themselves, because that's the most important bit. And yeah.